Welcome back to another edition of the MMA Rundown. I'm Drew Shannon.
I'm Albert Cameron, and I finally calmed down from last week.
Yeah, well, he's going to get fired up at the end of the episode, I'm sure.
Yes, I am.
We've got another action-packed episode for you, as we always do, wrapping it up in a whole half-hour package just for you. News, notes. We have all sorts of different segments going on this week.
Well, we told him a couple weeks ago we're going to be changing things up this week. So we're going to be bringing you the top 3 knockouts from Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts. Also, the top 3 submissions. We've also got the mailbag.
And we've got what's eating Albert Cameron.
Let's just go ahead and call that TV therapy for Albert Cameron. He's going to get some things off his chest. But all that and more right here on the MMA Rundown. Don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to the MMA Rundown, sponsored by Friendlies of Altoona. We want to thank Friendlies for their continued support of the MMA Rundown and local mixed martial arts action. Also, to you guys out there in the viewing audience, if you are part of a fight organization or are going to one of these fights, we could use your news, your notes, your videos, any MMA content that you can send in and help us make this show even better. I mean, it's good. It's pretty darn good. We can make it better, and we can use your help. Hosts at the MMARundown.com right here. Hosts at the MMARundown.com. The MMA Rundown is a show about fights, for fight fans, by fight fans. We want to give you what you want. Send in your news, notes, videos today.
I also want to take a second to say hi to Brad Mountain. Thank you very much for watching the show, friend. We are looking forward to seeing him fight. He's just as tough a guy as any, and I'm sure he'll be coming to a fight near you. So if you see Brad Mountain on a poster, make sure you buy your tickets right away.
Most definitely. All right. Are we ready for news and notes?
Take it away, Drew.
It's go time. Cage Fury Fighting Championships will be promoting CFFC 20 in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. The CFFC has featured Complete Devastation MMA veteran Tenye Skinny Man Dixon and was the first promotion to sign Kimbo Slice.
Have I ever told you what I thought of how Kimbo Slice got in MMA?
I don't. You may have.
I'm just going to keep it to myself because I'm used to getting off on these tangents, and Kimbo Slice is not the guy that I want to anger. However, the Cage Fury Fighting Championships brought Kimbo Slice versus Ray Mercer. Ray Mercer, of course, being the legendary boxer. These guys know how to promote a fight. They know how to take guys from relative obscurity, and they know how to put on big fights. They generally promote along the coast, Atlantic City, but you know, with the Hurricane Sandy and everything,
right.
New Jersey still rebuilding. It's nice to see that they're able to come within our borders. So I'm sure they have a stacked card.
Now, CFCC 19 wasn't that recently on cable?
Yes. It was on Comcast Sports Philly.
That's what I thought.
Yep. It's on Comcast Sports Philly. So if you're in the King of Prussia area, Comcast Sports Philly, you're going to be able to see some of their fights, and then Comcast Sports Philly carries local fights from a lot of different folks.
Well, if you're a Comcast subscriber, you'll be able to catch some of the stuff too, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. And then NBC Sports is carrying fights. It's just a good time to be a fan.
It's a great time to be a fan. XFC News: Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman and Jason the Ronin Hicks will be let me see. That will be the XFC 22 main event. Dwan Owens will also make his XFC debut on the card.
I can admit where I'm kind of lacking. I don't know a whole lot about hot sauce, but the Ronin. There are a lot of folks in my circle who are very, very big on the Ronin. Mm-hmm. So if the XFC is not any slouch putting together fights, they've been putting together quality cards. So that's just saying to the reputation that hot sauce has with the XFC. I think it's going to be an explosive main event. It's going to be live on AXS TV, and then also on that card, Dwan Dirty South Owens, who we've all seen here in Altoona on TV, where you can watch him and say, "Hey, Bill, when you're bringing me a beer, I saw that guy fighting Altoona. You should have been there. I bet you're kicking yourself for not being there."
Bill wouldn't bring you a beer.
No, not our Bill.
Bill would drink the beer and then tell you to give him another one.
He would.
I know.
I'm saying like a Bill. Like, a Bill that we don't know.
Oh, just a general Bill.
A Bill who does not get angry when I call him sir.
All right, we love you, Bill.
We do.
Thanks for all your behind-the-scenes work. On a side note, I wish I got Access TV.
Oh, I do.
God, I really do. We don't. I don't get it on my cable system, but maybe, hopefully, someday. Former WWE superstar Sofia Cortez, her real name Ivelisse Velez. I don't remember her, to be perfectly honest. If I don't remember her, odds are no biggie. She's to make her MMA debut for Fight Card 48 on March 1st. What do you know?
Well, her opponent hasn't been named, and I look to you as the pro wrestling guy. Because professional wrestling and MMA is so related. So if you haven't heard of her...
I don't remember who she is.
I think she was on the one and only season of Tough Enough on the USA Network. And again, if Drew Shannon doesn't remember her, she probably wasn't meant to be in professional wrestling. Right? It's nothing bad. Hopefully her calling's in MMA.
Exactly. We'll be looking forward to seeing her future in the MMA.
Absolutely. That's all I really got on her. But it's noteworthy because people from the WWE do have alternatives for whenever their WWE career has come to an impasse. Brock Lesnar thought he was going to go to the Minnesota Vikings and play football. Professional wrestlers, are athletes. They are very much so athletes. But maybe football wasn't the right thing. But then Brock Lesnar found the UFC and he was the heavyweight champion. He beat Natural Couture, There you go. So good luck to you.
All right, and Mike Goldberg will be returning to the UFC for UFC 6 on Fox. No official reason was given for his sabbatical. The MMA Rundown is choosing to respect Goldberg's privacy and would like to wish him well in his return. Best of luck, Mike, and what can we say?
Well, that was a very nice sentiment, and I hate to have to bust you in the chops to say it was UFC on Fox 6, not UFC 6 on Fox. UFC 6 was a paper.
Well, it wasn't UFC 6 on Fox either. It was UFC 6.
UFC on Fox 6.
Okay.
Mike Goldberg's coming back.
Who writes these notes? They just...
That producer's being fired immediately.
Yeah, done.
But Mike Goldberg, he's such a welcoming voice of mixed martial arts. He's been learning alongside Joe Rogan. He's been learning alongside Jeff Blatnick. Whatever's going on in Mike Goldberg's life is Mike Goldberg's business. We don't want to pry, but as fight fans, we're very, very glad to see him back.
All right. I'm just going to, right now, scrap these notes. I want them printed up properly right now. While we go to break, I want new notes printed up.
Can we fire the intern? Okay, some intern just got fired.
Coming up, we've got the Complete Devastation MMA's top 3 knockouts and top 3 submissions coming up later on the program. The mailbag and what's eating Albert Cameron. It's all coming up next on the MMA Rundown. Stay tuned. I'm gonna get those notes back. Welcome back to the MMA Rundown. Albert, you said we wanted to do things a little bit differently, and
absolutely, yeah. Normally we'd do some half-brain creative segment that I came up with in the middle of the night when I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, and then we go into a spotlight fight. Well, today we're going to bring that together. We're going to have 2 different top 3 lists. We're going to start with Complete Devastation MMA's top 3 greatest knockouts.
All right.
Well, let's get that countdown started, Jerome.
Number 3 is Andrew DeVersa versus Matthew Boyer at CDMMA 4 in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Flood City.
This was they're fighting like the double parked event. The first fight of the night ends with a knockout, and DeVersa did such a great job of following up with the fight. Greg Serb had to tear him off Matthew Boyer.
It was looking like a little bit of extracurricular activity there, and Greg Serb was not happy. Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Athletic Commission.
Let's take a look at that knockout right now.
These guys both... Oh! That's it! Wow! Now wait a second. And that is it. Oh my! Greg Serb getting in there. DeVersa doing a little extracurricular activity there.
Yeah, our man there on the floor has no idea what's going on, has no idea what hit him.
I don't know what happened there either, but...
All right, number 2. Hey, look! It's Charlie the Madman Gathers.
How you on?
He is involved in our number 2 knockout. Charlie Gathers versus Rob Malloy, CDMMA 5 in Altoona. Charlie, talk to us about that.
Oh, geez.
What do you remember?
Well, I remember Coach yelling uppercut because Rob was coming in and he was dropping his head. So, you know, trying to do it right as your coach is yelling it is kind of hard. So I remember throwing a couple uppercuts, but I think we tied up and a little bit of dirty boxing, and then so I got the uppercut and his head popped up and I hit him with the right left or left right or whatever it was, and he fell down. Now, you know, when I watched the film, I think a little bit. It is amateur. It was amateur, so
sure.
It was, you know, it might have been a good stoppage for amateur, but I think the ref could have let it go. I kind of backed up because my previous experiences in knocking people down in the amateur, if you pounce on them, then the ref doesn't call it. So that's why I kind of backed up, and if he would have got up, then he would have got up, but the ref called it. So, you know, it was good to get was that my first knockout?
Well, you know what? Let's take a look at that knockout right now.
That's okay, we don't care. This is complete devastation.
Complete devastation. Amazing.
Oh! Oh! That's it! Charlie Gathers! They call him the man for a reason.
Oh, knockout victory for Charlie Gathers. Drew's gonna go to the cage for the official decision. The Ding and Broomba fight team has to be happy with that ending.
Unbelievable knockout by Charlie Gathers, and want to thank Charlie for stopping in real quick and talking about the fight.
That was his first title defense, and Malloy, he went down hard.
All right, the #1 knockout in CDMMA, Complete Devastation MMA, Daryl the Saint Horcher versus George Lights Out Shepherd at Complete Devastation MMA 5 in Altoona. This is one that we've talked about at great length. It is one of my favorite bouts, just for the simple fact that dare I say the underdog won.
This is the knockout that landed Daryl Horcher in Bellator.
It was unbelievable.
Well,
and just from out of nowhere. You want to go to that?
Let's go to the knockout.
Check it out.
Wow! What a response from Horcher.
Holy!
Oh!
Oh my God!
Drew!
Oh my God! This place has come unglued!
Drew, statistically, Horcher should have never won that fight, and he's knocked out.
Knocked out!
Oh my!
George Shepherd, lights out indeed.
If I would have put money on that, Drew, I'd be a very rich man right now.
Oh my God! All right, I'm going to the ring.
Drew, take it to the cage. We're gonna get the official decision. George Shepherd looks hurt.
And yeah, the crowd, you had to be there. I mean, watching it on TV is one thing, but being at the event live, we were cage side, and that entire building erupted.
Absolutely.
It was just unbelievable. And George Lights Out Shepherd, it was definitely lights out for him.
He got hit so hard, he had no idea what town he was in.
He didn't know what's happening, and that's not a euphemism for it. I mean, that is legitimate.
It's serious.
He did not know he fought that night. He was so dazed. I mean, this is even an hour after the fight.
Yeah.
The guy was... But, Daryl the Saint Horcher versus George Lights Out Shepherd. These are the reasons why you guys need to come out to local fights. Check all this stuff out. Coming up in segment 3, we're going to do the Complete Devastation MMA's top 3 submissions.
The other side of the coin, we showed you the knockouts. Now we're going to show you the other 3 reasons to make sure that you are in attendance for Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts 8 on March 2nd in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
We'll be back on the MMA Rundown.
Have you ever feared this happening? Or been annoyed when something like this has happened? One product can fix that. Secure Connect. Secure Connect keeps a retaining force against the plug, keeping it secured into the wall. You simply place each half of Secure Connect behind the plate, clip them around your cord, and push the yoke against the plug. That's it. You can use Secure Connect almost anywhere. Secure Connect provides the security you need with plugged-in electrical devices, and Secure Connect has earned the Good Housekeeping seal of quality. Every home in America needs Secure Connect. Order yours today.
Welcome back to the MMA Rundown. In staying with our top 3 list, we now have Complete Devastation MMA's top 3 submissions. Let's kick it off with Lenny, Cody, or is it Cody Lenny? It's Lenny. The kid's got 2 names and it messes me up. I'll just call him Sybil.
He's the king. He's the king of the Altoona amateurs. And the king went to Johnstown to fight Steve Pa for Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts 4. Now, Lenny Karlheim has an incredible reputation not only in the gym with his trainers, but also in the local fight circuit that his jiu-jitsu cannot be stopped. This man is a ground wizard. So let's take it to that triangle choke right here at Complete Devastation 4.
Check it out.
Now Karlheim is in the full mount position, and he still cannot strike to the head. Amateurs cannot strike to the head, and we have a triangle choke from the top mounted position. Pa is in trouble, Drew.
It would appear so. I mean,
right now,
there we go.
There we go. We have a submission victory. These guys, it could have won either way on the mat there.
Wow, at this rate, I think we're going to be home early tonight, Albie.
Kind of feel bad to make up the plans.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into number 2. Jim Ehlers defeating Noe Quintanilla with rear naked choke. This was from, what was this from again?
CDMMA 3.
They're all running together now. Just so many great fights.
Oh, absolutely. I spoke to Quintanilla after he fought Schoenfeld, and I was like, hey, you know, I know you really wanted that Schoenfeld fight to go in a different direction. And I was like, but you've had some great fights. And we started talking about Ehlers. And Noe Quintanilla says there's no shame in losing to Ehlers. If Jim Ehlers wants to take your back, he's going to take it, and there's not a whole lot you can do to stop him. Jim Ehlers is a great ground tactician, and he's over in Europe right now taking names for Cage Warriors.
All right, well, let's take a look at that submission.
Well, this is for the lightweight title. Our professional fight on the card.
Rear naked choke, mere seconds into the fight. Quintanilla has to know he's in trouble. Not with a veteran like Ehlers on him.
You have to know you're in trouble.
Ehlers has a modified rear naked choke on Quintanilla. Quintanilla has his back arch. He is exposing his diaphragm, he's pushing his lungs up. He is quickly running out of air drink.
Could this be it?
Yeah. Oh,
That's it?
Quintanilla just tapped out. We have the new Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts lightweight champion, Jim Ehlers. What a main event.
We didn't get a chance to talk.
No.
All right, and now it's time for the number 1 submission thus far in Complete Devastation MMA. It is Corey the Real Deal Hill, former UFC veteran. Hopefully we'll see him back in the UFC very soon. Defeating Daryl Madison. And it was...
I think we called it the night Altoona blew up. The mechanics of the Darce choke. Corey Hill won by a Darce choke.
Yeah.
The mechanics of a Darce choke is you're getting your arm underneath the neck and the armpit, and you're bringing the other arm around to secure. I'm a big guy, and I've kind of got stout limbs. I could never pull off a Darce choke like Corey Hill did. Corey Hill is 6'4", has fought at 155 pounds, so he has long, slender limbs. At any time he wants to put you in a Darce choke, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And his Darce chokes are so slick that you don't see him coming. Daryl Madison was asleep right in front of us, and he didn't know it.
Yeah, he went out. It was a controversial decision because Madison felt that he wasn't out. He was ready to keep. He was ready to go. Once the ref stopped the fight, he had no idea why the ref stopped the fight. Quite honestly, a lot of people were confused by that fact, saying he didn't tap, he didn't give up. The 2 fight camps nearly got into a Pier 6 brawl outside of the cage where we almost headed to higher ground.
When our buddy Bill gets in between 2 individuals, though,
We've said it before.
Absolutely. So we're going to take you right now to the closing moments of the fight, the Darce choke that almost erupted Altoona.
The mechanics at work here. And again,
Yes. Oh!
Drew, we call that an anaconda choke. Textbook anaconda choke. Oh!
You got it, Corey. Telling him to let go.
Submission victory. Oh, it's not. His mouthpiece is out. His mouthpiece is out. It's not. The fight's not over. The mouthpiece is out. What? Okay, now I'm confused.
Wait a second.
What's your
Wait a minute.
The Darce choke that almost erupted Altoona, the #1 complete devastation MMA submission. Corey the Real Deal Hill defeating Daryl Madison. And these lists obviously are subject to change because we're going to have some more great fights coming up. Next event, Complete Devastation MMA 8, Blair County Convention Center, March 2nd, 1 week before a good friend of mine's birthday.
I know that good friend of yours, and I'll be a good friend of mine. We'll be celebrating with him. Was he invited on Facebook?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, some people haven't been getting the invites.
Oh, Mike?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Okay.
But I know, I just celebrated my birthday back in January.
Oh, happy birthday.
Drew Shannon celebrating his birthday, so thank you very much.
All right.
And we're going to go celebrate my buddy's birthday, and we're going to have a little pre-celebration, I'm sure, March 2nd at Complete Devastation MMA 8. It's going to be awesome. Coming up, our mailbag and What's Eating Albert Cameron. You're watching the MMA Rundown. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the MMA Rundown. Albert, it's time for the mailbag, and this week's question is from Paul in Bellwood. We'll throw it up on the screen. Drew and Albert, what do you think about the barn fight episode that was on Amish Mafia a few weeks ago, and what kind of image does that put on the sport? I can't answer that because I don't watch Amish Mafia. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Albert, have you seen the show?
Yes, I've seen it. Okay. And I need to preface my answer, Paul from Bellwood, with the fact that I don't think that this TV show is accurately representing any sort of Amish culture. I think the show is incredibly scripted for the sake of entertainment. I think that also any self-respecting mixed martial artist is not going to go in a barn and fight for free just to show his neighbor who's boss. So what kind of image do I think I put on the sport? Well, hopefully that no one who has any personal attachment to the sport is watching this stuff and thinking it's real. Shame on Amish Mafia for thinking that MMA is so widely accepted that they can do a barn fight episode and think that it's no big deal. I think it's ridiculous, and I hope those producers are effectively ashamed of themselves.
It's like backyard wrestling.
Right.
It doesn't do the actual sport any good, and it just kind of discredits it, and I would say more or less demoralizes it.
Well, no self-respecting professional wrestler is going to be involved in, little Jimmy's 13th birthday party backyard wrestling either.
That's why Insane Clown Posse was involved in it.
Right. I mean, legitimate athletes follow legitimate sportsmanship. So
sorry, juggalos.
That was good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Legitimate athletes follow legitimate sportsmanship. I don't think any real athletes involved in that, but I hope the producers really shame.
All right. Well, if you have a question, send it to hosts at the MMA Rundown. We'll answer your question. We'll take hate mail from the Insane Clown Posse fans out there, the juggalos who are not happy with me right now.
The fact checkers are coming after you now.
Yeah.
I've had my turn. It's your turn now.
Hey, ICP did backyard wrestling, and you know what? This is an MMA show. We want to get into it. Coming up, What's Eating Albert Cameron? Opinions presented as facts in MMA. Do we just want to jump into it right now?
Well, might as well. I'm good and ticked off about it already.
All right, he's fired up. Let's go to What's Eating Albert Cameron.
Hi. I'm the average user on the internet. I don't know.
I'm just going to step out of frame right now because I got a feeling you're going to go.
Hi, I'm the average user on the internet. I have no idea what life outside of living in my mom's basement is like. Let me tell you what your opinion on MMA should be. I'm going to present it as fact. I'm going to ridicule you harshly whenever you don't follow my opinion and facts of logic. Why wouldn't you do that? Because I have no logic. Nothing I'm going to say to you presented as fact has any real basis in any sort of reality. I'm going to say, hey, a guy like Kimbo Slice who has a hard time making 265, he should fight at middleweight. Why? Who knows? I've had overdosed on Cheetos because my mom buys them. She gets them from a discount club, and I eat them all day long, watching fights, and I'm just talking about stuff that doesn't make sense. I'm going to make Albert Cameron very angry, and I'm going to comment him on YouTube like he cares, like it's going to ruin his day. It won't, but I'm going to do it anyway because I've got nothing productive to do with my time. Whenever you present information like this as fact, there's things you can ground fact in. Yes, Mirko Cro Cop could fight at light heavyweight. Will he? Probably not. Matt Hughes probably could fight at 155. Will he? Probably not, because he's the king of the welterweights. By going on the internet and saying, hey, this is fact, the sky is red, water's purple, grass is brown, and the moon is orange, it doesn't mean anything to anyone else outside of you. So when you're presenting these facts on the internet and people are calling BS on it, because that's exactly what it is, it's BS and no one buys it but you, ridiculing them is not gaining any cred. Commenting on a YouTube channel for something that really doesn't matter anymore, but you're going to do it anyway, doesn't get any cred for anyone else besides the people in your own mind, and that is what's eating Albert Cameron.
The opinions expressed by Albert Cameron are those of Albert Cameron and not necessarily those of the MMA Rundown, its sponsors, or...
It's parents or affiliates.
Parents. Your parents don't agree with that?
No, my parents generally don't. They're nice people.
Oh, okay. Thanks to Friendlies in Altoona for sponsoring the MMA Rundown. Again, check them out, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They will satisfy your hunger. Friendlies in Altoona, the proud sponsor of the MMA Rundown here on YouTube and ABC 23. Be sure to send in your videos, your news and notes, hate mail to him, to not me, whatever. Anyways. Sorry.
Drew, this episode, we are 1 month away from Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts 8. Now is not too late to go out and get your tickets. Hit it from your sponsors, and we'll see you next week on the MMA Rundown.
Yes, the light is flashing. See you next week. Have a great week, everybody.